Hello, everybody. This is part 2 of Saturn in Capricorn and how it affects you and how to deal with it as well. Hello, I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are talking Saturn in Capricorn. This is a long transit, so be in it for the long haul, and it is starting on 23rd, 24th of January and continues right up to January 2023. In my previous video, I gave all the dates, so I'm not repeating it. But how is it going to affect you? How to deal with it? Those are the two things that you have to be aware of. Of course, if you have planets in Capricorn, then you have to see which date it affects you exactly, and that is other planets will um, experience some change, pressure, stress. So Saturn gives stress. He gives a lot of pressure. He gives too much work. He brings lots of responsibility. He can bring delay, obstacles in our life. So we have to have some kind of thinking that how we are going to deal with it, and also not be in a rush to do things. You should not try to cut corners that think, oh, this will happen quickly. Not think Saturn is not going to affect me because I am very good, or I've done this, or Saturn is my best planet. Saturn's whole role is that he's going to affect everybody, whether you're rich or poor, uh, you know, Taurus or Libra, whatever sign you are, because that is his transit. He goes to everybody and he is giving uh, stress and obstacles. But his main role is he wants you to pay back your karma. So we have to do some selfless service during this time so that we are consciously, clearing our debts. And I would say that another very important thing that all of you can do is that not to take on too many debts. There are always good debts and bad debts, but you don't want to take on debts by frivolous spending. And Saturn doesn't like wasteful spending, and he is mostly asking you to downsize rather than expand. He will encourage you, and if you are doing that, he will reward you, especially if you're in the transit, if you're having a major transit. But what I have found with Saturn is that if you are cautious and careful and take slow, then it is very useful. And I'm sure you're fed up with me always saying cautious, but life, if we are slightly thinking about what we are doing, but if we think more about what we are doing, then we are really making our life a lot more comfortable. So be cautious. Don't take on debt that you can't handle. If you can handle it, you're earning well, but don't think of future earning, or don't think tomorrow will be better, because that is what Saturn is telling you. Be realistic. Be very realistic about what life is bringing, and think less rather than more. Saturn's job is reminding you about less. It's Jupiter who gives more, and Saturn is dominant in his own sign, and then for the next 5 years. So it's almost like a 5-year plan that you can make. So how does it affect your sign? Aries, Saturn is in the 10th house. So 10th house is career. Saturn will restructure. He can bring a good career as well, because it's a karma house of karma. Saturn is making us do karma. And what are we doing all this hard work for? So that we can lessen our debts, we can improve the quality of our life, we can pay back the karma. So this is good. You are also having a transit, Sasha Mahapurusha Yoga. I will make a link of these yogas. And for 2.5 years. So they can be a great improvement. It can make you interested in politics. It can give you authority, make you authority figure as well. I would say that just watch out for Mars-Saturn conjunctions where they can be clash. And Aries is usually wanting to do things quickly. And, Saturn is saying slow down. Taurus, you must be very happy to have Saturn outside your 8th house. Now he's in the 9th house of learning, education, self-improvement. It is best planet for Taurus, so its dignity over the next 5 years is very good for you. And so slowly plan, restructure. It's always good with Saturn also to do some study. So if you want to self-improve yourself, then that is good. Gemini, this is a challenging transit for you because it is Ashtama Shani, and Ashtama Shani means it's 8th house. If you're Gemini moon and you know more about astrology, you can see the precise transit of the 64th Navamsha. I will make a separate video on that. This is a crucial point from the moon you will watch. If you're Gemini ascendant, you want to watch the 22nd Rakana transit. These are generally exact 8th house positions from your ascendant degree or your moon degree. So, but overall, this 2.5 years, there can be many changes. And 8th house always also look out for your health. There can be some unexpected change that you may not be planning, or you may think this is going to happen, but something different can happen. And I would say that for Gemini, it's important to do the remedies as well. Cancer, Saturn is going to be in your 7th house. House of relationships, marriage. It is in dignity. It is Sasha Mahapurusha Yoga. And so it can actually Saturn in the 7th house helps a career a lot because it is 10th from 10th, and it helps your work. Now, as far as relationships are concerned, Saturn itself is a more distant planet. And being in the house of relationship, it can bring some issues. And also health of your spouse you have to watch out for, but it can bring some issues that can create some obstacles. So again, I feel that even though there are many opportunities for Cancer, they do need to watch this. Leo, Saturn is in the 6th house. 6th house is a good transit for Saturn, and it will bring hard work and responsibility and ability to, control your opposition, your competition and opposition, and also work hard. Be humble. No job is too small for you. Virgo, Saturn is in your 5th house of children, and you'll definitely be thinking about children, responsibility, and they can bring up some responsibility, but it's in dignity, own sign. This is good responsibility. You'll be thinking about more practical ways to use your creativity. So because 5th Lord is in the 5th house, this should be a positive energy for you. Libra, Saturn is in the 4th house, creates Sasha Mahapurusha Yoga for the duration of the transit, which is good. For Saturn is also a good planet for Libra. It can bring property, home, real estate. Although Saturn has a quirk, he makes you travel a lot. And what you have to be careful is that in the 4th house, you don't feel depressed or very kind of a doer about this situation. And, look after your mother. It's in the house of mother. Take care of her. Scorpio, Saturn is in the 3rd house. This is a good transit. Third house will give you, hard work, also not over ambitious. Actually, it'll be the opposite. You'll be very, very cautious. So sometimes you'll have to push yourself because Saturn will not do anything quickly. But generally, third house is regarded as a positive energy for you. Sagittarius, Saturn is out of your ascendant. So you are celebrating, you are happy. If you are Sagittarius moon, you are still in Sadesati. So all is not finished, but that pressure on the moon sign is gone. Second house is Dhana Bhava, house of money. So saving, Saturn will restructure your savings. It will encourage you to save rather than spend. So I would say overall, this is a good aspect, and you may like to look at how you're saving and what are your, where you've put your money, and there's no rush to do it because there are many years to work with it. Capricorn, Saturn is in your ascendant. Now, ascendant can be a two-edged sword. It is positive. It's a Mahapurusha yoga. It is, giving you strength and responsibility. But if you're Capricorn moon, then you're in Saresati, and you feel under pressure. And depending on what degree of the moon, are you going to get it in 20, 21, 22, that you have to check out. But a lot of pressure is there. You have to really take time out to have a break. If you're Capricorn ascendant, then you may find the desire to change your work career because Saturn is aspecting your 10th house. Saturn will also bring, lot of responsibility. But, this is the thing with Saturn in Capricorn. It's in dignity. It's in Sasha Mahapurusha yoga. It's strong. It doesn't have too many conjunctions. So overall, I feel that this will be a solid transit, but don't expect fireworks. Just expect solid, realistic, straightforward, and then you'll be happy. Aquarius, Saturn is in your 12th house. If you're Aquarius moon, you have started Saresati as well. You may not feel anything because as yet it's in the 12th house, but what Saturn is telling you that be careful with your finances, be careful with your expenses, don't unsettle yourself. Although often this Saturn in the 12th will make you travel, and so you still need to watch your travel expenses. And Saturn is just telling you before it comes into your sign, if your moon, Aquarius moon, is that you are thinking about the future just now, so not being crazy, and slowly, cautiously, carefully, you are making decisions in your life. Pisces, Saturn has gone into your 11th house, 11th Lord in the 11th house. This is a positive transit. Although Saturn does aspect the Pisces from Capricorn, so you need to watch your health. You need to generally watch yourself. But overall, I feel that 11th Lord in the 11th for 3 years will be very good for your finances. But don't be greedy. Be careful with what you earn. But Saturn will give slow and steady rise to your earning. And secondly, he can make you think about how you are going to restructure your earning and what you're going to do about your earning. In astrology, second house is the house of savings or wealth, and 11th house is the house of profit. So the two, Sagittarius and Pisces, they are getting Saturn in both the wealth houses. So that is a thing to focus on. So that is it for today. Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you soon.